Hello, America and the world. Welcome to another Life After Lockup program. This program is designed to show the public another side of the criminal justice system, a side that is rarely shown to the public, a side that shows that there are a lot of injustices sometimes in the criminal justice system, and also to show in the stories of the one-third. The one-third are the people that get out of prison that nobody ever hears about, that are actually living good lives. As we know, our record indicates that over 2/3 of the people that get out of prison end up going back. And these are the stories that normally are shown and advertised on television. So my program is to show the stories of the one-third, the ones that get out, that live good lives, that have turned their lives around. And every now and then we have a show like we have today. But before we get into the show, I always want to remind you of what Life Community is doing in the city of Paducah, Kentucky. Every first Monday, we have what we call what we have is a ex-offender support group. I'm excited today, so I guess you can tell. It's an ex-offender support group every first Monday of the month at 5:30 at the W.C. Young Community Center. Every second and fourth Monday, we have what we call Teen Ease. It's for teenagers 13 to 19 to come and have food, fun, and fellowship, and we always have somebody there to give them some helpful information about navigating their lives. Every Tuesday, that's every Tuesday morning at 11:30 to 12:30, we have what we call the Lifesaver class. If you have any life-controlling issues, there's an 8-week course. Come out, get you some help with any life-controlling issues. It don't have to be drugs or alcohol. It could be unforgiveness, hatred, anger, bitterness, whatever it is that's holding you back from completing your future. This Lifesaver class can really help you. So these are the things that we are doing here in the community, and also this program, Life After Lockup. Today, I'm very, very excited. I have with me a guest that he's going to tell his story, and you're going to be amazed as I am amazed. I want us to welcome Brother Edwin Chandler. Hey man, how you doing?
Thank you.
Are you doing all right?
Doing good.
You're not nervous?
No, I'm not.
Oh, well, I'm sweating. Look at me. All right. Listen, man, you have a unique, fascinating story, and yours is a story of injustice.
Yes.
And a lot of times injustice kind of goes a lot of different ways. Yours kind of started in '93. I read some of the article that you gave me, and from my understanding, there was a gas station attendant that was killed in '93.
Yes.
Now, how was it that you came to be even a suspect in that?
Through the police systems, however they do their investigation. One officer provided some information about me, and it took off from there.
Wow. And so they arrested you for that.
Yes.
And can you kind of give a little information about how all of that went, that you ended up, going to prison and all that?
Well, I had been arrested. I was in a halfway house, so to speak, for a bad check.
Okay.
And ironically, I didn't write the bad check.
Wow.
Somebody else had wrote the bad check, and the judge at that time didn't feel like, I was telling him the truth, that I hadn't wrote the check. So, and I had a job at that. I was working at Coca-Cola, and so I didn't want to lose my job.
Right.
So they gave me a restitution to pay on the check. The check was less than $300. So I, was going to pay the check off and, go about my life.
Right.
But I was young. I was almost 20.
Okay.
And I take that back. I'm sorry. I was almost 21. I was 20. And my mind state at that time was not clear.
Okay.
Because I had just went through a very, very difficult point in my life. Excuse me. Before all of that had happened, a few months before, my mother had passed of breast cancer.
Wow.
And it was difficult to make a transition into my life that she wasn't a part of.
Right.
I didn't have my support system, my backbone, my guidance. I didn't have any of that. So my decisions, I guess, were sporadic
Right,
for a
understand.
20-year-old
Right.
young man, you know. I was turning 21 and I had just lost my mother, and
Right.
in my mind I was just like, you know what, I didn't even write this check. There's really no reason for me to be locked up when I'm turning 21. So
Right.
I decided to go to work and just leave, and I decided to pay the check off, and you know, hopefully things would smooth
Right.
out and I could go on about my way, because I knew that this wasn't a major bump in my
Right.
life, you know.
Right. Right.
I had plans to go to U of L, very gifted athlete, you know, in different sports,
Okay.
like a lot of sports. So that was really where my mindset was trying to get into school and preparing for, you know, sports and
Right.
things of that nature. So I wound up leaving, and when I guess a week or so after I left, maybe, this crime happened, and I lived in the general vicinity,
Okay.
a few miles away from the store where this happened.
Okay. Now, is all this in Louisville?
Yes, it's
Okay.
in Louisville. And I guess a few weeks after that, you know, I seen a TV program that they had in Louisville called Louisville's Most Wanted. And I seen myself, you know, I seen my own picture on there.
Wow.
And they wanted me for questioning in this murder. So I knew I hadn't done anything, you know, and I was just puzzled why they was asking about me, you know, why is this, you know, targeted towards me? So I called my father, and he told me, you know, just go down, see what they want, you know, we'll take care of this, you know, you've left from River City, you need to get that check paid off so you can move along, you know.
Right. Right.
So that's what I decided to do. He picked me up the next morning and took me down to the police headquarters. And that's where I stayed, you know, until 2002. I don't mean
Wow.
directly at the police headquarters, but you know, I was
I know
locked
it's
up
locked
till
up from
then.
then. So, did you go to trial or anything like that?
Yes, I
or-
did. Yes, I did. I was arrested for murder one and robbery one, which is a capital offense. So I was facing the death penalty.
Wow. Wow.
I was arrested in '93 until my trial was in '95. Before my
you
trial,
stayed in 2 years before you actually went to
it
trial.
was a little bit, yeah, right
Yeah.
at 2 years. The first, I guess the first 6 months, I had an attorney working for me. And the first 6 months that I was locked up, it was strange and odd that my attorney kept coming to me with a plea bargain. You know, he kept wanting me to plea bargain for 25 to life. And I was upset, you know, and I kept telling him, you know, I don't feel like you've really looked at any of the things that I've asked you to look at, you know, as far as the witnesses and, you know, certain people that I was with that night. I don't feel like you've done any of this. You just want me to take this plea bargain to give away so much of my life that I'm not even 25 yet.
Right.
So how could I give away 25 that I haven't even lived?
Right.
You know, so I kind of like fired him right then,
Okay,
you know, and I guess for a few months, you know, he didn't show up, and he sent his associate down, and he had told me that they had made some progress and wanted me to just take a look and see what they had.
Okay.
And I did, and they wound up finding that the fingerprints, they found the fingerprints on the bottle that the guy had left in the store. He left a beer bottle in the store. And, you know, and I told him, you know, I know that my prints are not on the bottle because I wasn't there. You know,